Today is February 27th, 2026. I'm going to walk along my
manure plum blocks.
in this area I don't have plums grouped as well as
Then in my older
so they're
block,
kind of mostly dispersed between nectarines and peaches too. But here in the beginning of one of the rows I have quite a bit of plums, so but they're kind of in the same general areas, and they are in 3 rows basically here along peaches, nectarines and apricots, and I also have plums here, so plums and plums. So the first one here is Hollywood, and Hollywood is almost done blooming. So these lower branches, low parts of the branches basically finished blooming, but the upper part of the tree is still blooming. Yeah, this tree of course needs to be pruned badly, but nevertheless, yeah, so Hollywood is very early blooming. The next plum here is Burgundy plum. It's in a late bloom now, so basically almost everything is open. I have still few unopened flower buds on top, but it's mostly in the finishing is bloom. Okay, then I have Catherine Bonnell plum. It's in mid bloom, early mid bloom, so still a lot of unopened flowers. And I have a couple of prunes here too, but of course they are not flowering yet. Then I'm moving to Satsuma and Mark Albert Satsuma. So here on the right part of the tree I have Satsuma, original Satsuma, which is in late bloom because lots of flowers already spent here. But Mark Albert Satsuma, which is grafted on this side, is still kinda in a early mid bloom, I would say. Yeah, so lots of unopened buds here on Mark Albert Satsuma. Then I have Flavor Queen Pluot, which is one of the earliest pluots to bloom here. So it's definitely done already, and it's basically green now. Then I have the Santa Rosa. Yeah, so Santa Rosa now is in late bloom, kind of a mid-late bloom. Santa Rosa is now. Flavor King is also in like a basically mid bloom, peak bloom, yeah, with a little bit of unopened buds on the top. And I have Dapple Dandy. Dapple Dandy is in late bloom now. Basically there are no unopened flower buds, everything is opened and some flowers already spent. Padre plum is now in the peak bloom on February 27th. Interestingly, this Tabriz on Lowell is more advanced. So here I have many more flowers on Tabriz in
this younger block,
grafted onto Lowell than in my this is newer block. So in my older block, with the video I did yesterday, Tabriz is grafted onto Santa Rosa and it's not as advanced. And then I have Dolly and Toka plums on this tree, and I already showed it before. So Dolly is in late bloom now, and Toka, so this is Dolly's branches with the flowers, but Toka is all still have closed buds. So Toka is blooming much later. I need to graft here something which close by, which is also blooming as late. Like yesterday I showed that Broken Heart is also very late, so maybe Broken Heart I should be grafting somewhere close by here, maybe onto Toka. I showed some Adara flowers yesterday in the older block, and here Adara blooms in the newer block. Yeah, I have this one big tree of Adara which I decided to leave as Adara, and it is blooming now. Black Splendor plum was one of the first to bloom, so it's completely done blooming and leafed out by now. Black Splendor. Weeping Santa Rosa is in the full bloom now. Black Star plum, very vigorous tree, so it's in mid to late bloom now. I don't see too many spent flowers, but basically everything seems to be open now at this date. There's a beauty plum and in mid bloom, mid full bloom now. Yes, And then I have sultan plum, beautiful blue and sultan plum. The tree is completely covered with flowers. And then I have sweet treat pleury here. So I treat them like plums. So pleuris, pluots, they basically bloom at about the same time as the Asian plums. So also very nice bloom, mid bloom, peak bloom now for sweet treat pleury too. Flavorful pleot, which is an early to mid bloom because I still have a lot of closed buds here. Here I have splash pleot, which more like an late bloom, mid to late bloom. Yeah, there are still some unopened buds, so let's call it mid bloom for splash. And then I have golden nectar plum. It's always a big grower for me, I don't know why, but golden nectar now also in the mid bloom. Not many flowers because the tree is not really strong tree yet for me. Yeah, this is a very weird plum which I was going to remove but still didn't get to doing that. I think it's a kind of a Mirabalan plum. So I got it as a cutting from some people in Mendocino County. I grafted it onto American plum and it is so much more vigorous than American plum. And I didn't find fruits anyhow tasty, so this probably will go. Here I have Globus, a hybrid plum. So it's a complex hybrid with, I don't remember, like 25% of apricot in it, I believe, maybe 12.5%. Need to check for it. So Globus, it's a relatively undistributed, and I got this selection from the USDA a couple of years ago, and it's blooming for me first time. So I really hope it will make some fruits. So it is in early bloom on February 27th. A small tree of Chernushka plum, and it is in a very late bloom already, but still a lot of flowers open, even some flowering buds, but a lot of spent flowers too. This was Chernushka. Then Haliardi in a really late bloom. Haliardi is a very interesting, actually it's a late red colored, kind of a red fleshed, red leafed plum. I actually liked it in the end last year, so I'm keeping Haliardi. Then I have the Cardelia. I don't know much about the Cardelia, but it's an early bloom now. The Cardelia, it looks like some kind of a Mirabalan plum, and it's an early bloom. And then actually on this tree, these flowers is actually Krimsk 86 flowers, but this branch was grafted last year. This is Superior Plum, and Superior Plum is in a very early bloom now.